Hello fight fans, we're back again with another UFC fight breakdown, and this week's card is absolutely stacked. We've got some real barn burners from top to bottom, and I'm fired up to break it all down for you. First off, let's talk about last week. Out of 14 picks, we got 8 right, just a 57% hit rate. Not our best night, but that's the fight game, man. Sometimes the judges see it differently. Sometimes a fighter just has your number. But hey, we learn from it, we move on, and we come back stronger. Shout out to Damon Blackshear, Jacqueline Amarim, Malcolm Wellmaker, Chris Gutierrez, Evan Elder, Jimmy Flick, Randy Brown, David Onema, and Zhang Ming Yang for getting the job done. That's our foundation to build on. Now, this week's card is headlined by Cory Sandhagen versus Deiveson Figueiredo, and folks, it's going to be fireworks. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into this week's picks and breakdowns. Alright, first up we've got Juliana Miller, the Killer Miller, going up against Ivana Petrovic. Miller's coming in hot off The Ultimate Fighter, riding that wave of momentum. She's aggressive, man, loves to push the pace and throws some serious heat in those punches. She's got that relentless pressure that can wear opponents down. But, and this is a big but, she's shown some holes in her game. She's been susceptible to submissions, and her striking, while powerful, can be a little wild. That's where Petrovic might have an edge. Petrovic is crafty on the ground, man. She's got a slick submission game, and if she can weather that early storm from Miller, I think she can drag her into deep waters. Miller's gonna come out with that tough energy, throwing bombs. She wants to make a statement, wants to finish it early. But Petrovic, she's got that veteran savvy. She'll be patient, look for her openings, and try to take this fight to the ground where she has the advantage. Look, Miller could catch her. She's got that one-punch knockout power. But I think Petrovic's experience and grappling will be the difference maker in this one. I'm going with Ivana Petrovic by decision. Next up is a heavyweight clash between Thomas Peterson and Don'Tale Mayes. This one's got potential for a knockout, folks. Mayes, he's a problem in the clinch, long reach, heavy hands. He's got that one-shot power that can put anyone to sleep. But Peterson, he's not backing down from anyone. He's a wrestler at heart, loves to grind his opponents down, and he's got some sneaky submissions up his sleeve. He might not be as flashy as Mayes, but he's got that blue-collar work ethic, man. I see this fight playing out in two ways. Either Mayes catches Peterson early with one of those bombs, or Peterson weathers the storm and takes it to the ground. If it hits the mat, I give the edge to Peterson. Mayes has shown some vulnerabilities on the ground, and Peterson is relentless with his takedowns. Plus, Peterson's got that gas tank, man. He can keep that pace up for all 3 rounds. This is a tough one to call, but I'm leaning towards Thomas Peterson by decision. I think he'll use his wrestling to control the fight and wear Mayes down. But hey, this is heavyweight MMA. Anything can happen. Get ready for some fireworks, folks. Gaston Bolanos, the Dream Killer, is stepping into the octagon with Quang, and this one's gonna be a striking clinic. Bolanos, he's all about that Muay Thai, man. Beautiful kicks, lightning-fast combinations, and he's always looking for the finish. He's one of the most exciting fighters to watch in the featherweight division. And then you've got Quang, another guy who loves to stand and bang. He's aggressive, throws with bad intentions, and he's got a chin on him. This is a classic striker versus striker matchup, and I don't see it going the distance. Bolanos has the edge in technique and speed, but Lay's got that relentless pressure and power. It's going to come down to who can implement their game plan better. Can Bolanos keep Lay at bay with those kicks and manage the distance? Or will Lay close the distance and trap Bolanos against the cage? This is a tough one to call, man, but I'm leaning towards Gaston Bolanos. I think he's got the tools to keep Lay at range and pick him apart. But hey, Lay is dangerous, and all it takes is one shot to change the fight. We've got a classic striker versus grappler matchup in the women's flyweight division with Marina Rodriguez taking on Jillian Robertson. Rodriguez, she's a sniper in there, man. Long reach, precise striking, and she's always looking to keep the fight at range. She's got some of the best jabs in the division and uses them to pick her opponents apart. But Robertson, she's a different beast altogether. She's a submission specialist, always hunting for that tap, and she's got a knack for finding those submissions from anywhere. If this fight hits the mat, Robertson is in her world. This is a classic clash of styles, and it's going to be fascinating to see who can dictate the pace. Can Rodriguez keep Robertson at bay with her striking and avoid those takedowns? Or will Robertson close the distance, drag her to the ground, and lock in one of those submissions? I'm going with Jillian Robertson by submission. I think she'll find a way to get this fight to the ground, and once she's there, it's only a matter of time before she locks in a submission. Hold onto your hats, fight fans, because this next one has the potential to be a slugfest. We've got Ryan Loder, who packs some serious power in those hands, going toe-to-toe with Azamat Bekoev, a wild man who throws caution to the wind. Loder's got that one-punch knockout power, and he's shown he can finish fights in a hurry. He's also got some underrated jiu-jitsu, so don't sleep on him if this fight hits the ground. But Bekoev, he's a different kind of animal, man. He comes out guns blazing, throws everything with bad intentions, and he's got a granite chin. He's all about chaos, and he's not afraid to eat a few shots to land his own. This fight is going to come down to who can land that big shot first. Loder has the power advantage, but Bekoev has the chin and the willingness to walk through fire to get inside. It's a classic clash of styles, and it's going to be a fun one to watch. I'm giving the edge to Ryan Loder in this one. I think he's got the power to put Bekoev away, and he's shown more patience in his recent fights. But make no mistake, Bekoev is dangerous, and he could catch Loder with something crazy. We've got a banger in the women's bantamweight division. Former champion Miesha Tate is back and looking to make another run for the title. But standing in her way is the always tough Yana Santos. Santos is a beast, man. She's got some of the best Muay Thai in the division, throws those kicks with brutal precision, and she's got a granite chin. But Tate, she's a pioneer of women's MMA. She's a former champion, she's been in there with the best of the best, and she's got that championship experience that you just can't teach. She's also one of the toughest fighters in the game, man. She's got that never say die attitude, and she's always willing to go to war. This fight is going to be a war of attrition. Santos is going to want to keep the fight standing and pick Tate apart with those kicks. But Tate, she's going to want to close the distance, get those takedowns, and grind Santos down. I'm giving the edge to Miesha Tate in this one. I think her experience, wrestling, and toughness will be the difference maker, but Santos is dangerous and she could catch Tate with a head kick. It's going to be a close one, folks. Get ready for a brawl, fight fans. Jeremy Stephens, one of the most exciting fighters in UFC history, is back, and he's facing off against the always tough Mason Jones. Stephens, he's a legend, man. He's been in there with the who's who of the lightweight and featherweight divisions, and he always brings the fight. He's got that one-punch knockout power, and he's always down to throw down. But Jones, he's no slouch. He's young, he's hungry, and he's got a relentless pressure that can wear opponents down. He's also got a well-rounded skill set, with solid striking and a sneaky submission game. This fight is going to come down to whether Stephens can turn back the clock and deliver one of those vintage performances. If he can land that big right hand, it's over. But Jones is durable, and he's got the cardio to push the pace for all 3 rounds. I'm going with Mason Jones in this one. I think his youth, pressure, and well-rounded skill set will be too much for Stephens. We've got a potential barn burner in the lightweight division with Cameron Smotherman squaring off against Sari Saidi. Both of these guys love to stand and trade, and they're both known for their crisp striking and relentless pressure. Smotherman, he's a volume striker, man. He throws a ton of punches, he's always coming forward, and he's got a granite chin. He's also got some sneaky power, and he's not afraid to mix in some takedowns. Saidi, he's more of a counter striker. He's patient, he waits for his opponents to make mistakes, and then he makes them pay. He's got a great jab, he throws beautiful combinations, and he's got that one-punch knockout power. This fight is going to be a chess match on the feet. Smotherman is going to want to push the pace, cut off the cage, and overwhelm Saidi with volume. But Saidi is going to want to stay on the outside, use his footwork to create angles, and land that big counter shot. This is a close one to call, man, but I'm giving the slight edge to Cameron Smotherman. I think his pace and volume will be the difference maker. We've got a clash of styles in the bantamweight division with Montel Jackson, a dynamic wrestler with knockout power, taking on the undefeated Daniel Marcos, a sharp boxer with a knack for finishing fights. Jackson is a beast, man. He's got some of the best wrestling in the division, he's got heavy hands, and he's riding a 5-fight win streak. Marcos, though, he's a problem. He's undefeated, he's got crisp boxing, and he's got a knack for finding the finish. He's also got a granite chin and isn't afraid to mix it up. This fight is going to be a battle between Jackson's wrestling and Marcos's striking. Jackson is going to want to close the distance, get those takedowns, and control the fight on the ground. Marcos, though, he's going to want to keep the fight standing, use his footwork to stay out of range, and land those big boxing combinations. I'm giving the edge to Montel Jackson in this one. I think his wrestling will be the difference maker. Get ready for fireworks, folks. Santiago Ponzinibbio, the Argentine dagger, is stepping into the octagon with Daniel Rodriguez, D-Rod, and this one's gonna be a brawl. Both of these guys are veterans of the welterweight division, and they're both known for their knockout power and their willingness to stand and trade. Ponzinibbio, he's a savage man. He's got that Argentine toughness. He throws bombs, and he's always looking for the finish. He's got a granite chin, he's got cardio for days, and he's always down to throw down. Rodriguez, he's a problem too. He's got that relentless pressure, he throws volume, and he's got power in both hands. He's also got a granite chin, and he's not afraid to eat a few shots to land his own. This fight is going to be a war of attrition. Both guys are going to come out swinging, and it's going to come down to who can land that big shot first. I'm giving the slight edge to Daniel Rodriguez in this one. I think his pressure and volume will be the difference maker. Alright fight fans, this is the one we've all been waiting for. Bo Nickal, the most hyped prospect in MMA today, is finally making his UFC debut, and he's got a tough test ahead of him in Reinier de Ridder, the Dutch Knight. Nickal, he's a phenom, man. He's a 3-time NCAA Division I national champion wrestler, he's got explosive power, and he's got that killer instinct. De Ridder though, he's no joke. He's a multiple-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, he's undefeated in MMA, and he's got that slick submission game that can put anyone to sleep. This fight is going to be a clash of styles, the wrestler versus the grappler. Nickal is going to want to use his wrestling to take De Ridder down and control him on the ground, but De Ridder, he's going to want to pull guard, sweep Nickal, and lock in one of those submissions. This is a tough one to call, man. Nickal is the future of the sport, but De Ridder is a legit world champion. I'm going with Bo Nickal in this one. I think his wrestling will be too much for De Ridder, and he'll find a way to finish him. And now for the main event. We've got a bantamweight title eliminator between two of the most exciting fighters in the division. Cory Sandhagen, the Sandman, and Deiveson Figueiredo, Deus de Guerra. Sandhagen, he's a technician, man. He's got beautiful striking, he moves like a ghost, and he's got that killer instinct. Figueiredo though, he's a beast. He's a former champion, he's got explosive power, and he's got that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt that he's not afraid to use. This fight is going to be a war. Sandhagen is going to want to use his movement and his striking to keep Figueiredo at bay. But Figueiredo, he's going to want to close the distance, get those takedowns, and try to finish Sandhagen on the ground. This is a tough one to call, man. Both of these guys are elite fighters, and they're both capable of finishing the fight at any moment. But I'm going with Cory Sandhagen by decision. I think his movement, his volume, and his cardio will be the difference maker. And that wraps up our picks for UFC Sandhagen versus Figueiredo. As always, remember to bet smart and bet responsibly. This card is stacked and there are going to be some upsets. But hey, that's what makes this sport so great. Drop your picks in the comments. Let's see who you're riding with this weekend. Let's hear those predictions, those bold takes, who you got your money on. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next breakdown. Stay sharp, fight fans, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.